It was not just a compliment. It was a prophecy in the making. Once you get vocation, all the rest becomes secondary. Prayer is not separate entity, just saying some prayers. Every time prayer, I bring the realities of my life. Though I was introducing radicality in my congregation, there were a lot of challenges, even from the bishops. We need today educated people to swim against the current in today's educated world. She doesn't have faith in Jesus. She introducing all kinds of things. I had deep faith in Jesus. That's why I wanted to make our life more relevant.
We have seen and heard of many inspiring women and men who quietly shaped the world, not with power or fame, but with love, commitment, and deep faith. Today, we journey through the life of one such woman religious, Sr Inigo, Society of St. Anne's of Madras, former Superior General of the Society of the Sisters of St. Anne. Her life is a living testimony to faith, perseverance, and the grace of God. Sr Inigo was born in Pannur, 50 kilometers west of Chennai, a quiet place known for many religious vocations. Pannur was her Bethlehem. She was the first child of Joachim and Teresa, a pious and land-owning couple. Her birth brought immense joy to the family. Even as a young girl, she was soft-spoken, disciplined, and spiritual. The sisters around her would often whisper, "She's one of us." It wasn't just a compliment. It was a prophecy in the making.
To speak about my vocation, there is no such great revelation from God or directly calling me, "You have vocation." I studied in Pannur in the school run by our own Sisters of St. Anne, Madras. Every time I hear sisters whispering, "She is one of us," it was not just a compliment. It was a prophecy in the making. After my school, I joined Auxilium College in Katpadi. There also the Salesian sisters saw a spark in me. Apart from my academics, they saw a divine call in me.
One year into college, she shocked many by stepping away from academics. She followed her calling and joined the Society of the Sisters of St. Anne, founded by a widow, Tatipatri Jnanamma. Her parents were confused, even heartbroken.
My parents, like any other parents, started crying. "Why? What have we done to you? Why do you want to join? You finish your college studies and then go. Is this vocation?" When you feel you have vocation, parents' tears become secondary. Their advice becomes secondary. My mother even ran to parish priest asking him to advise me. "Father, tell her to finish her studies." But father was telling my mother, I still remember, "You were praying for vocation for your children in your family." "Yes, father, I prayed, but I didn't know my daughter would join." "Then for whom did you pray?" God must have taken your prayer very seriously. By the time the vehicle came to take me to Chennai, Rayapuram, that was our general at that time, my mother fainted. But I saw my mother. That did not disturb me.
But Sr Inigo wasn't chasing academic success. She was surrendering to a higher vocation and made her first profession in St. Anne's, Madras. Timid by nature, she rarely spoke, but God, through her superiors, solely drew her out.
I got what I wanted. That's all I wanted. After 3 months, I got a typhoid fever. I was admitted in Stanley Hospital. My mother came running. A mother is a mother. I remember she was telling my sisters, "Sister, my daughter has no vocation. This is the sign. Please send her home." But I told the sisters, if I go, I cannot come back again. I remained. And that was the beginning of my call. And those Salesian sisters also asked me to join them. I don't know where God wanted me. That's where I should. I joined St. Anne's of Chennai.
She completed her BA and later earned a postgraduate degree from Presidency College, Chennai. She was sent to teach in Bangalore and Royapuram, where she discovered her love for education and formation. In 1976, she made her final profession. Recognizing her spiritual depth, the then Superior General Mother Janet sent her to NVSC, Pune for formators training.
Many used to say I was very prayerful and spiritual. I was given an opportunity to teach in the school. When I was teaching in the school in Bangalore 2 years and Royapuram 2 years, I could feel I was a good communicator, good teacher. So the then Mother General felt, let her be the formator. At that time, a formator was needed for our novitiate. She sent me to NBSC in Pune. I did my novice mistress course. I returned. I was appointed.
Soon after, she served as novice mistress in Madhavaram from 1981 to 1984. The novices remember her not for strictness, but for her prayerful correction, for her love, for her silence. It was not fear, but compassion that guided her heart.
Many of my novices were more or less of my age also. I was equal to them. But the novices felt in me a motherly affection, at the same time a spiritual guide, teaching them the divine revelation, giving them classes on prophets, teaching them Bible, about our congregation, vision and mission. My novices were like my friends all the time, laughing with me, dancing with me, playing with me, at the same time serious about the spirituality. One thing I remember as novice mistress, I was teaching them St. Francis spirituality, as St. Francis is our co-patron. After teaching St. Francis spirituality, I could see in them such a change. And I could see them sitting in the chapel, praying. Also, all the time, we want to become like a saint, like St. Francis. And this made such a difference. So every class of mine, every correction of mine, every dealing with them made my novices social apostolates, at the same time spiritual, loving, closer to God.
In 1990, at just under 40, she was elected Superior General for her congregation. It was a moment of deep humility and courageous responsibility. 6 years later, she was re-elected.
I was shocked. I was just 39, elected as Superior General of the congregation. I was not a superior. I was not a counselor. I was not a principal. After being a formator, I was Secretary to General, Mother Janet. Then I was elected as General. Then again I was re-elected for another 6 years, from 1990 to 2002. In India, I heard many saying, youngest general in the world. I knew I had no big experience. I knew I was not meant for leading such a big congregation. But when the Spirit takes over, you don't need any other things. I did it.
She believed not in revolution, but in radicality and in renewal. Reading the signs of the times, she redefined her congregation's vision and mission, focusing on justice, compassion, and relevance. Sisters were trained to respond to new needs creatively and courageously in the light of Vatican II.
I wanted to reshape the vision and mission of our congregation, starting from finance, ministries, formation, administration. Everything I put to scrutiny and investigation. Not just a congregation, one among many congregations. St. Anne's must be a different congregation. I worked hard. Day and night I worked hard. So many nights I spent burning the midnight oil. Even retired sisters discovering their own ministry at that age and being relevant for their times. And I was visiting the communities, visiting the people, visiting women, empowering them. And we also prepared a few books to prepare the teachers to teach differently. We cannot just be teachers like any other teacher. St. Anne's education must be different.
They were educated in law, journalism, communication, sociology, and trained in self-defense skills like karate and yoga, meditation, inculturation, financial responsibilities, etc. They worked with the marginalized, Dalits, tribals, prisoners, women, and senior citizens. She emphasized initial formation rooted in real life, village exposure, social immersion, etc. She also introduced the concept of nuns guiding annual retreats, which was hitherto the privilege of priests. Prayer wasn't just a ritual, it was a lived experience.
I prepared the sisters to preach retreat. Until that time, retreat preaching was only with the priests. My sisters, I discovered, they had the power to communicate. They had the knowledge, but they were not given opportunity. 20 sisters I chose, prepared them. They started preaching retreat. It became a viral actually in the whole world. And I also allowed them to learn karate. 2 of my junior sisters, they were literally chased by some boys when they were sent for village exposure. And instead of stopping them from going, I discovered, let me give a skill. I discovered karate, not to fight with anybody, to discover the power that is lying dormant within them. And they became courageous. They became very active. They came forward ready to do anything. And the congregation of St. Anne became a different, and people started talking about St. Anne's karate nuns.
Her impact wasn't limited to India. In 1994, she was chosen to represent Southeast Asia at the Synod of Bishops in Rome on the theme Vita Consecrata. She spoke calmly, clearly on the urgent need for a renewed religious life. Her voice was soft, but message was truthful, compelling, and persuasive. She addressed the International Union of Superiors General in Rome, AMOR in the Philippines, Franciscan conferences in Assisi pre-chapter meetings at Kentucky, USA. She called the church to embrace local cultures and walk with the poor.
I went to Delhi just to live there quietly and work in the prison. Somehow, since I was CRI, National CRI Women's Section Secretary, many knew me as a general, very active, nothing in me to become popular. But my talks people like, because my sharing was always very soft, at the same time very strong. Many started calling me, come for our general chapter. Come and preach retreat because you trained your sisters to preach retreat. Come and give seminar. One by one, I started going to different countries and the different parts of the world which I never dreamt in my life. I wanting to follow what Bible was telling me. That's how and became more and more relevant to many more congregations till today.
From 1992 to 1998, she served as secretary of the women's section of the National CRI. She became a guide to over 250 congregations across India, China, Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, Bangladesh, France and Italy, facilitating chapters, giving retreats and offering spiritual accompaniment. She was also invited to address laity, teaching staff, seminaries and also CBCI at Jamshedpur on the theme Women Empowerment. Her role wasn't of a teacher but a companion.
In Bangalore, there was a sister Carmelita. She was doing prison ministry. Of course, I encouraged her to do it. And one day she took me to visit the central prison in Bangalore. There I saw first time freedom is so important. They were telling her, Amma, tell them that I am in this jail. I need clothes. I need letterhead. I need pen. My God, even the basic things they were asking. So I decided when I finish my term, I would enter into prison ministry. That was my inspiration. Archbishop of Delhi, just like a prophet, told me, Inigo, you should not live in the convents surrounded by compound walls. You should live in the midst of the people and inspire people. The time has come now to live with the people. I liked already that idea. I encouraged my sisters to live in the villages in the midst of the people. Then he told me, there is a flat available in Dwaraka and where we are all encouraging the Catholics. To tell you the truth, 90 families in Dwaraka in that apartment, 70 families Catholics. It was for me like living in an early Christian community. Then I said, okay, Bishop, I'll buy a flat. Not knowing what I will do. That's my last house as a general. But I never knew that I would come there. Then the house exactly got ready when I finished my term. Maybe God was calling me there. Though already my spirit was telling me, your mission, don't get confused, go to prison.
After her leadership term, she moved to Delhi, choosing a simple life among the people. She stood with farmers, addressed women's rights, and served the inmates of Tihar prisons under Prison Ministry, India. There, she became a friend to inmates, many waiting years for justice. She arranged Eucharist, offered counseling, supported their education and legal aid.
I found my life in Tihar jail. I can't explain. I can only share with you in 2 minutes. The prisoners strengthened my spirituality. The prisoners helped me to find meaning for my vocation. Many ask me, what are you doing there? But more than what I am doing, what I have received is more. I always used to tell myself, I should have been elected general after my prison experience. I would have given more to my sisters. It is there I found meaning for my vocation. Whenever I come back from the prison, that was the content for my prayer. My prayer became very meaningful, and the sisters picked up my spirit, and they also were so eager to know their experiences, and I used to take them to the prison to see the realities in the prison. They helped me a lot to put myself more deeply into the prison.
Quoting Sr Inigo, all of them are not criminals. Some are there as victims of circumstances. Many others are wrongly accused, or some other reasons like poverty, hunger, unemployment, irresponsible parents, peer pressure, wrong formation or no formation, etc. Many are my teachers. Their pain has deepened my prayer and religious life. She is a regular contributor to the New Leader, In Christo, and others. Her books, called To Move Beyond, Ever-Evolving Consecrated Life, and Biblical Characters by St. Paul's Publications reflect her wisdom. During the COVID pandemic, she reached thousands through YouTube reflections on biblical figures and also through online webinars, a proof that her voice could not be silenced.
She is not just a sister to inmates at the prison, but a spiritual guide to many. Her simple words touch hearts, and her radiant smile brings light wherever she goes.
She lives simply, travels lightly, and gives generously. In Tihar jail, she is affectionately known as Didi. She is truly a living Bible and a gift to the church.
To me, she is a modern-day prophet rooted in the gospel, attuned to reality, and unafraid to re-image religious life.
She created a sacred space of trust. Her presence was like a quiet lamp, illuminating others without seeking attention. She taught me that true mission begins with presence, with walking alongside people in their daily lives.
The inmates at the prison have immense respect and reverence for her. She is for them almost in the place of God. She doesn't just preach the word, she lives it, especially among the marginalized.
I had the privilege of visiting the prison with her once. A young inmate greeted us and said, "If there were even 10 sisters like Sr Inigo, the whole of India would change. She lives and breathes what she preaches."
What stands out is her post-leadership choice to serve in prison ministry, advocating for the marginalized and for women religious. She's a simple and humble religious, but very firm in her convictions.
Her deep rootedness in Christ is visible in her jail ministry, her bold voice for church renewal, and her interfaith compassion. Sr Inigo radiates serenity and light, a true sattvic soul.
Sr Inigo's work exemplifies the essence of Christ's teachings: to serve the marginalized, to offer hope to the hopeless, and to be a vessel of God's love and mercy. She has truly been an angel of hope in the lives of many.
She taught that obedience requires listening and prayer is a lifestyle. Her words, "If you worry too much about your name, you won't do much," still guide me today.
I fondly call her Akka, an elder sister, because of the authenticity she brings to religious life. She walked what she talked, and hence there was a ring of authenticity to her words and witness. She embodies the radical path of Jesus over institutional prestige.
She fearlessly engages even the Goliaths of our time, powerful figures within and outside the church, challenging them with wisdom, courage, and grace. Her bold voice urges them to serve the marginalized and embrace gospel humility.
She not only helped me inside prison, but supported my rehabilitation and studies afterward. Her presence is divine. She brings love, light, and strength to the forgotten.
Her reflections challenge us to live the gospel authentically. Rooted in Jesus' humanity, she serves the poor with compassion. Her life is a testimony to the gospel values, translating her faith into tangible service, especially in reaching out to the marginalized.
She is a beacon of light in darkness, offering not just help but healing and dignity to the incarcerated.
She lives religious life through prayer, simplicity, and service. Her witness transcends cultures, inspiring both religious and laity. In her, I found a wise, compassionate friend and a true gospel model.
Petite and humble, she radiated deep spirituality, offering simple yet deep reflections rooted in scripture. Without using lofty words, she cut through our conscience like a double-edged sword, leaving us not guilty, but repentant of our past. Truly, our congregation is blessed to have been guided by such a courageous and prophetic leader, one who dares to challenge systems of indifference and inspire a spirit of radical sharing. Through her life, she proclaims Christ's love with conviction and grace. I feel she is a gift to the congregation, to Catholic Church, and to women religious.
She has been more than an amma to us, always caring for every member of the family, taking time to call and find out how we are faring. Even in her busy schedule, she never forgets to call us. And I have been privileged to be involved in her online ministry, always preparing YouTube videos and publishing them whenever she records and sends. And I should say, I am really privileged and proud to be a brother of Sr Inigo.
I was already a graduate working as a teacher in Rayapuram, the then Mother General. She inspired me to join in this congregation. I joined as a novice. My own sister happened to be a novice mistress. Who will get such an opportunity to have own sister as a novice mistress? Her classes on spirituality, biblical classes, and prophets. That helps me to grow more and more in spiritual and faith experience.
Her journey has inspired generations, not because she sought greatness, but because she chose faith. We thank her congregation, her parents and siblings, her friends and companions, and the prisoners who became her evangelizers. As St. Paul said, "By the grace of God, I am what I am." That is her truth. That is Sr Inigo, a life poured out, a light that still shines brightly. Thank you, dear Sr Inigo. God bless.
Thank you.